Thank you very much. And likewise, I am also excited. It's a privilege to be here speaking to you guys today. My name is Rob Fitchett. I'm an admissions representative with the Philadelphia Technician Training Institute. I've been doing this for probably close to 20 years, talking to students, high school students, and students in general about life after high school, what's next, career training, career decisions. And one thing that I've found in my travels, and that it always boils down to, is no matter what career you're interested in, it doesn't matter if you're interested in being an astronaut or an automotive technician, there are some things that are identical that you need to consider when you're making a decision about a career. There's three key things that are universal. One thing that I always like to have folks consider is, do you enjoy what you're pursuing? You should have job satisfaction about the career path that you choose. I'm not sure if you're going to run red lights every morning on the way to work, but you should enjoy what you do. It does make it a lot easier to work very hard at what you're going after and doing every day, and to completely, as they say, jump into it with both feet. You're going to have to work anyway. Everybody has to work to keep their bellies full, to keep their lights on, to support their families. If you get a chance to do something that you enjoy for a living, to do those things, then you're winning. Because a lot of people don't enjoy what they do for a living to support themselves. So again, to enjoy what you do is a major factor in my advice when you pursue a career path. The second thing I always say that folks need to consider is the money. Obviously, you go into a career path, you go into a decision as far as what you want to do for a living to support yourself. So it should be able to keep your belly full and your lights on and support your family. You should be able to drive what you want to drive, dress how you want to dress, go on vacations, the things that make you feel successful. When you go about a career path, it should answer a lot of those questions about finances and opportunities to have a comfortable way of living. I'm not saying you're going to necessarily be a rock star, but a comfortable way of living, a true career choice should provide for you. And last but not least, the third thing that you should always consider when you're choosing a career path for yourself is whether or not it makes you in demand. You can make decisions about your career that actually help you reverse the job market. You can make decisions for things that the world needs, that the country needs, that will find you sought after, where folks are actually reaching out to you because of the skills you possess, the certifications and things like that you possess to do a job that not everybody in the world can do. So if you're going to possess the sort of training that makes you in demand, where you're able to actually reverse the job market, go from looking for jobs to having jobs seeking you out because of the skills you possess, then you are really making a great decision for yourself. And that answer may be different for everybody. So you have to look internally and ask yourself some hard questions about what you enjoy, what sort of income you need to feel comfortable, and what the world needs today to make sure that you're choosing an in-demand opportunity, to make sure that no matter what you do out here, you will have an opportunity to earn and have a good lifestyle. Now, Philadelphia Technician Training Institute, we offer 6 different programs, all of which are in demand, all of which you can find a very comfortable lifestyle earning to do so, working in these trades. And these are things that you can get in and out of school in 6 to 8 months. So I know a lot of times students feel like, okay, what's next after high school? What do I do? I need to make some decisions. Well, the Philadelphia Technician Training Institute can be your final long-term decision, or it could be a stepping stone. Because again, 6 to 8 months from now, for you students that'll be graduating, for you seniors this year, graduating 2020, class of 2021, rah, rah. So again, it'll be time very soon. And we have classes starting in July after you guys will finish up in June. So just think about that. By the time you graduate in June, you could start classes in July, training locally here in Philadelphia, and be done with school, ready to go out to a career path that's going to pay you on average $20 an hour in most cases, and sometimes more, by the time 2022 gets here. In January, February of 2022, you'll be prepared to go out there. Now, let me tell you the recipe to what Philadelphia Technician Training Institute offers to help you get there. First things first, no matter which program you choose, you're going to go through at the tail end of the training what you call professional development. Professional development is through our career services department. We have a full-fledged career services department and staff that their full-time job is to make sure you have a job when you finish training with us. So they're constantly putting feelers out there and entertaining employers that are reaching out to us about opportunities that they have with them to work. So matching up our graduates and prospective graduates with the employers out there in their field, doing exactly what we've trained them to do. So again, those are things that we do as far as making sure your resume is built properly, and we even do mock interviews with you. So you know what sort of questions to anticipate in a welding interview, in an electrician interview, in an industrial plumbing interview, in a sterilization for central processing and service with medical equipment interview, in a concrete masonry and framing interview, in an automotive technology interview. We sit down and ask you those hard questions and do a mock interview with you so you know exactly what to expect. So when you sit down and interview with those folks, you're not nervous, you're not sweating bullets, you know what to anticipate, and you put your best foot forward and you come home with the job offer. Not just going to the job interview, but coming home with the job offer. Because like I always say, we can make you very nice with your hands and you can still mess it up with your mouth. So that's what career service is about, to make sure that you have the soft skills in addition to the training to go with it, to make sure that you bring home those job offers to earn that living that you've been preparing for. We also have what you call hands-on training styles. So now due to COVID, we do incorporate virtual training where we provide a tablet and we utilize Microsoft Teams and Microsoft Outlook, where we provide an email and we do some virtual training to get some things out of the way that we can, a lot of safety stuff, and blueprint reading and the different types of training and discipline we do. You can do virtually and we do that way. But there always will be a hands-on component, a very, very heavy hands-on component to the way that we train. Because you're going to learn the way that you're going to earn. You're going to really participate and have real-world experience training with us. So when you leave us, as we say, you hit the ground running. And we line those job interviews up for you. So there are 5 disciplines that we offer that are 900 hours of training hours before you leave and go into the field. That would be our automotive technology training, our welding training, our industrial electrician training, our industrial plumbing training, and our concrete masonry and bricklaying training. So it's 700 total hours of training with us with 200-hour externships. So for young folks, that's a lot of value because you're getting the training to actually learn how to do the skills of the trade. Plus you're getting real experience, which is what a lot of young students lack when it's time to go into the industry. Because you may have the hands-on skills and the theory, but it's you've never really done it before, so we're not certain that you're the right candidate because you're a little younger, a little less seasoned. So we try to make sure you have that under your belt in addition to the theory and the hands-on training before you leave us. And we're having great success with that because folks are getting accustomed to the quality of the level of graduate that PTTI is putting out. Now, we do have a 6th program called Central Processing and Service. It's our one medical-related class, and that program is actually 1,100 hours of training with a built-in 400-hour paid externship in a hospital. That is an international certification for sterilizing medical equipment so it can be safely reused in surgeries. We provide everything in any of the disciplines that you choose with us. If you're a welder, you're going to get steel-toe boots and tools. The same with manufacturing and automotive. If it's the medical-related career with the sterilization, we provide you with your scrubs, your textbooks, tablets for any of the disciplines that you take with us, every tool and everything that you would need to be successful. You just bring the motivation. So what I'm saying to each of you is, if you decided to join PTTI after you went to school and graduated, because you do have to have a high school diploma in order to attend our school, and once you do start attending our school and you join us to train, what we will provide for you is the know-how to get your foot into the industry. Opportunities with jobs that are averaging $20 an hour after the 6 to 8 months of training to help you get established. And I'm not saying that this training that you receive with us is going to be the end of your training or your education, but it's a terrific start, something that you can support yourself, be independent, and have a foothold in opportunities to continue to go on for more and more education and more training to go to the next steps and the next levels. And that's what the Philadelphia Technician Training Institute is about. So I would like to go into each of the 6 disciplines that we offer now, just to try to paint a picture a bit about what we do so you can kind of get a feel for what we're doing. First and foremost, I will bring up automotive technology because, like you said, your husband, ma'am, my father was an automotive technician and put me through school as an automotive technician. So I have a great deal of respect for trades and folks working with their hands. And what I will tell you is our trade for our automotive technology is a 6-month curriculum where we provide you with a $2,500 set of tools, and you get your certifications for ASE, Automotive Service Excellence, which are the certifications in the automotive industry. And you also get your certification to inspect cars in the state of Pennsylvania. So those of you that aren't familiar with inspections and licensing for inspections, we have students coming out of our program in 6 months licensed to put stickers on the windshield in the state of Pennsylvania. inspect cars. That is a huge deal for a young tech to get into the industry, along with a $2,500 set of tools and the discipline and know-how of how to diagnose and repair vehicles. So again, this is a terrific opportunity to get started, and we actually have 100% job placement coming out of the automotive program as long as students have a valid driver's license with good standing at the end of the 6 months of training. Now, how do we do that? It's not necessarily working on Lamborghinis and Bentleys every day, but we do have a lot of fleet management opportunities. So you think about how many times you may see an Amazon truck or a Comcast Xfinity truck or any sort of vehicle, a UPS truck, a SEPTA support vehicle, Amtrak vehicle, whatever the case may be. All these big companies, Coca-Cola, you name it, they all have fleets of technicians to keep their fleet roadworthy. So that is a lot of the way that we place our graduates and make sure that everybody's working at the end of the 6 months of training. So I'm going to leave automotive there with that because that's a wonderful opportunity, very lucrative. We help you get a great foothold in the industry, and there are lots of jobs out there, even in the pandemic, which are essential jobs to manage fleets of vehicles. Another huge opportunity that we offer is with welding. When it comes to welding, we help students with getting their nationally recognized welding certifications through AWS. AWS, the American Welding Society, those are standards that allow you to work on structural steel and construction. They allow you to work on petroleum pipelines. They allow you to do all kinds of work when it comes to welding. There are some different types of styles of welding that you do. Some of the acronyms are MIG, TIG, brazing, flux, you name it. We teach all of them. We teach all of them. All welding certs that you would need to get trained on, we offer here at the Philadelphia Technician Training Institute. A lot of folks look at the Philadelphia Technician Training Institute as one of the biggest, best welding schools on the East Coast, right here in your home city of Philadelphia at 19th and Girard. We have folks that leave us to go onto the shipyards and build nuclear-powered submarines to go to the bottom of the ocean. They leave us, they go into underwater welding school and make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. They leave us and they go to U-Haul and put on trailer hitches and everything in between. There are a variety of opportunities when it comes to welding. You can't walk down the street and look at a stop sign without seeing a weld. And folks that weld, they have a saying, if you do it right, your welds will outlive you. And again, you get introduced with all kinds of welding training. You even get introduced to the CNC machine, which is where you use fabrication and coating to fabricate parts that you can have cut out of metal with a torch that you use coating to program the sort of shape that it's going to cut. All that's introduced to you in our welding program. Again, that's 6 months of training to get you into the field. Everything you need is provided. Shield, helmet, tools, any program that you take with us, you're going to get lunch every day, a locker. We also, any program you take with us, you get a weekly trans-pass for SEPTA for the entire time that you're with us when you're coming in for in-person training. So again, weekly trans-pass, lunch every day, lockers, hands-on training, career job placement assistance. These are themes that are uniform and consistent across the board, no matter which of the 6 programs and disciplines for trades that you would decide to take with us. Moving on to going into our industrial electrician, which is actually formally known as our manufacturing automation program. It includes training for all 3 phases of electrician training. Residential, dealing with 120 volts, wiring, plugs, circuit breakers, in a residential setting, up to 120 volts. You also deal with the bigger building electric issues, up to 240 volts, conduit, commercial sized buildings, like the size of the building that I'm in right now at the school, at the Philadelphia Technician Training Institute at 19th and Girard. We also go up to 480 volts live, which is industrial strength electric. That's a lot of time the current that you'll use when you're working in a manufacturing setting. If you've ever watched the History Channel, how it's made, these different type of manufacturing opportunities that we have here locally, whether that's working at Coca-Cola, Oscar Mayer, Dietz and Watson, Tasty Cake. These are all partners of ours that actually have our graduates working in their companies now, doing exactly what they trained to do with us. The program includes robotics, working with robotic arms. For instance, you may be the person that has to deal with troubleshooting the power source for a robotic arm that slows down the whole manufacturing process. And you have to go out there and troubleshoot that power source and get that robotic arm working again and doing its proper function so that the pace of manufacturing can continue. That is a huge responsibility, something that companies are willing to really spend good money and pay you handsomely for to keep that manufacturing process running like a new clock. So again, that's a wonderful opportunity. It's also 6 months of school, industrial electrician, manufacturing automation, that is a terrific opportunity for going and to go and blossom as well. You can go very far with that opportunity, but getting your foot in the door as a manufacturing or a electrical maintenance professional is a wonderful opportunity. SEPTA needs them, Amtrak needs them, all the local food vendors, manufacturing facilities need them. There's a great opportunity there for industrial electricians. We also do an industrial plumbing trade. The formal name is actually steam sprinkler and pipe fitting. It's actually where you use the techniques in pipe fitting to do sprinkler systems and fire suppression systems through the ceilings of buildings. Any building that's being constructed is going to have a fire suppression system installed. Any building that is already standing usually will need to have a fire suppression system repaired or inspected. And there's a lot of work and a lot of money to be made in that respect. So we have folks going into the industrial plumbing trade. They also do a lot of welding in that program as well. But it's a very lucrative business. Industrial plumbers do very well. So if you're looking at some of the video now, I'm kind of seeing in the corner of my eye, you see they're doing a lot of welding and things in that industrial trade because you're, in a lot of cases, dealing with higher pressure. So with the sprinkler system, not so much, but when you're dealing with gas and the pipe fitting that you use when you're doing it with gas, there's higher pressure. So you have to weld that stuff shut because it's not just going to stay closed on its own. So it's a very in-demand job. There's a lot of opportunities. Folks go to refineries. They go to the gas company, go to the water company. They go into business in the sprinkler and the fire prevention business. But again, it's a very lucrative opportunity that you can get your foot into with 6 months of training here at PTTI. And moving on, I would also like to move on now to the concrete masonry, bricklaying, and framing program. We have a 6-month curriculum. In each of these programs that I mentioned, you're going to get your safety and OSHA certifications, which is a huge help. A great opportunity to have that on your resume. That's a very big feather in your hat when it comes time to getting hired on job sites doing these sorts of trades. Concrete masonry and bricklaying and framing, you get your OSHA certifications, you get your certification and the know-how to do bricklaying, framing, wall construction, retrofits. You're prepared to go onto a construction site with the training that you receive from us here at PTTI. You're going to actually have certifications to operate the Bobcat equipment and machinery, to drive the small dozers and things that they use on the job sites. You're going to have a very good working knowledge of how to make money with concrete by touching it and doing the construction. Also, the business of it and the entrepreneurial side of it by putting the deals together. So we teach you both aspects of how to make money from concrete with and without touching it. It's a wonderful trade. It's a hands-on trade that a lot of folks can get into quickly. It's always something that is going to be in demand. There's always construction being done. You can't drive anywhere around town or outside in the counties without seeing construction just about every other traffic light. So there's opportunities galore with that respect, and what we provide for you training-wise will have you ready for the job site. And last but not least, I'd like to mention our medical-related careers, Central Processing and Service. Central Processing and Service, that we call CPS for short, is a 8-month curriculum. It is our longest training course. It does include 1,100 total hours of training, while the other 5 are 900 total hours of training. And we even have you punch a clock when you come here to go to school at PTTI, because we are getting you ready for the real world and what it takes to be successful in the real world. But getting back to Central Process and Service, with the 1,100 hours of training, you're going to learn, and we provide you with everything: the scrubs, your books, everything that you need to learn and to get into this into this career path and this international certification to learn the science of sterilizing medical equipment so it can be safely reused in surgeries. So, for instance, a doctor has a knee surgery at 9 o'clock in the morning, and some of that same equipment can be used for an elbow surgery at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. You're the sterilization professional. You have to put the science to that equipment to sterilize that equipment, so there are no traces whatsoever from the knee surgery in the morning when you get ready to do the elbow surgery in the afternoon. There is a whole science and process to it with sterilization that you will learn. You will also participate in a 400-hour paid externship that we provide for students to go into a hospital and get real-world experience, which we've had some great success in being students' first job offer, where the hospitals would like to keep them. These folks do very well. They average over $20 an hour. And again, it's in very, very high demand. Some folks go into this and they do it as a 1099, where they specialize in certain sorts of equipment and tools that they learn to sterilize. Others do it for a hospital or in a setting that is more of a factory sort of setting where they're constantly having tools coming in from other locations that they sterilize, repackage in plastic, and then you also learn the logistics of getting it back to its origin where those tools come from. Maybe it's coming from a dental office or another location, but it has to get back there. And we teach you the science and the entire process of it. And this is an international certification. So there's instances where folks may do this here locally in Pennsylvania, and then maybe they have relatives overseas and they go home and they can do this and earn while they're at home. I've had some folks do this in several instances because this international certification is one that allows you to really earn across the globe. One thing that I always would like to make mention of for you high school seniors, when you're making a decision about college and life after high school or training after high school, you should have 3 or 4 solid suggestions that you feel like would have you winning no matter what. I realize for some folks, you might hear what I'm saying to you today about PTTI and you say, that's choice A. It's the way I'm going to go. And I'm happy to hear that. I realize that some people might hear me today and say, you know what? If my regular plans fall through, that's a solid plan B. That's one way I can make sure that no matter what, I'll win. And others might say, you know what? If all else fails, I'll look into that. And we're their plan C. And that's completely fine. Because I'm not here today to tell you everybody is destined and will do best to go to PTTI. But I'm here to tell you that this is an option. You should take full advantage of it. You should educate yourself about it. And you should not have any sort of issues with making sure that you're doing something after graduation that's productive and that will continue to open doors for you and allow you to be independent and support yourself, especially when you have PTTI right in your backyard. We're located right here at 19th and Girard for 5 of our programs. The automotive school is at 7446 Ogons Avenue. It's a school, a working school unto itself. That's a live shop. Folks are coming in all day, every day, getting work done, cars inspected, wheels aligned. If I needed an alternator, I could go to AutoZone and buy that alternator. That would be part of what the school students and the teacher would do that day, is help Mr. Rob out with putting an alternator on his truck. It's a live shop, so you're learning the way you're going to be earning. And that is the theme throughout PTTI. You're going to get real world instruction, so when you leave us, you're prepared to hit the ground running. And we're partnering with you. We love your success. Your success is our success. So we want to make sure that not only are you going to school, but you're graduating from school and you're going to work, because you're the best advertisement. And that is what we are in the business to do, to change lives for the better. So right now, if any of you are interested or just remotely interested, whether we're playing A, B, or C, take a moment, go into the chat. Let us get your first name, last name, email address, your phone number, your grade that you're in. And if you heard one of the 6 programs that you think is of interest for you, put that in there too. We can capture that and we can catch up with you as your year goes and you're finishing up your 12th grade year. Like I mentioned, we have a class starting in July for 12th grade grads, and we'd love to have you. Thank you.
Anybody have any questions? I just want to thank Mr. Fitchett for coming, because this program is a very unique program, and I'm so excited that we're here. That it's also here in Philadelphia, and that you can take part in this without ever leaving home if you don't want to. You can travel, go back and forth to school, and it just sounds like. What did you say the motto was? Where you learn is where you earn. Say it again.
You're going to learn. You're going to learn the way you're going to earn. We're Yes, we're a commuter school, so we provide trans passes. You sleep at home every night. We provide trans passes to come to school during the day, similar to high school in normal world terms when you're not doing virtual all the time. But again, we're here to support you. And we have a lot of things in place to make sure students are successful and to support students along their path.
Oh, Gregory has his hand raised. Go ahead, Greg.
Great question, Greg, and I should have addressed that. I apologize. The training is Monday through Friday. We offer 2 schedules. They're both full time. They're either 8 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon, or 3 in the afternoon until 10 o'clock at night, Monday through Friday with absolutely no weekends. And again, for those of you that train with us, what we will provide for you is a weekly trans pass to get to and from school every day, along with the brown bag lunch in the locker. Yeah, come on and join us, Greg. You'll be welcome.
I think Greg would be good. I'm sure you're good with your hand.
Smart. Yeah, smart move, man. We provide you with the scrubs, and after 8 months of training, let's say you graduate June this year, you would finish with that program about February of 2022, and starting January 2022, you would be at the stage where you'd be in your paid externship, doing 400 hours in a hospital. And from there, a lot of times what we found is students are kept. We do everything for you. We do your background check. You have to have your shot records, all that stuff we do. So we present you to the hospital as a package, ready to go.
Anybody else have any other questions? Greg, that was great.
Good question,
Aisha,
Greg.
it's either Aisha or Aisha. You said I'm in 10th grade. That's okay that you're in
Hmm.
10th grade. The reason that we wanted to have as many students as possible is because we want to expose you to this early,
Absolutely.
expose you to the different opportunities early. Because I've heard from varsity students for the last 2 years, Miss Bella, I don't want to go to college, but if I don't want to go to college,
Hmm.
and I can say that I think that we as a school need to do a little bit better in terms of exposing you to other opportunities. So this is a great opportunity, just one school with six pathways. Um, and now I know they've been doing it a long time, so it sounds like you guys will be in great hands. I'm going to
Absolutely.
send you information, Aisha, so that you can make.
No, the one medical related career we offer is the central processing and service to sterilize the medical equipment. Right now, we do not offer nursing, but this is wearing scrubs every day. This type of opportunity, we provide you with your scrubs. You're working in a hospital and medical arena. You're working with medical equipment. You're making very good money. And again, it's 8 months of training, and you can still go on to nursing school. A lot of the things that I've had success with are folks that joined this program who were CNAs because or medical assistants that really had a really good working knowledge of the vocabulary that they had to also master for our program. But they gave themselves about a $10 an hour bump because CNAs on average probably average about 15 bucks an hour, 14 to 15 bucks an hour, and the central processors and services are averaging about 20 to $24 an hour. Go ahead, Greg. Right, you have to be a high school graduate first. So finish up high school strong. That is the name of the game. Finish high school strong. And then we have a class that'll start in July. So as soon as you finish in June, Greg, I can start working with you now. I've actually started working with 12th graders now. I've been talking to parents and 12th graders about life after high school, and I'm taking the applications right now today for our July class. So if you wanted to go to school, you think this is an option, whether it's A, B, or C, get with me. Let's get that application done. Let's get with your folks. Let's get us onto your FAFSA, and then you'll have us as an option, and I'll continue to work with you to get you set up to go to school with us after you graduate. And the last piece to the puzzle will be you presenting your diploma to us. Please do, Greg. And likewise for anybody else. First name, last name, phone number, email address, program you're interested in, year of school. Because right now I'm only taking applications from 12th graders. So you 11th and 10th graders on here, this is great opportunities. I will refer you directly to ptt.edu or call me directly for questions. But 12th graders, we are accepting applications for our July class. Yes, my phone number, if you can see behind me in my card, is 215 416 7127. 215 416 7127. And my email address is rfitchett@ptt.edu. Again, I am accepting applications now from 12th graders for our July class. You must be a high school graduate prior to attending PTTI. So it all starts with finishing up school strong.
Did I have that right, Mr. Fitchett? 215 417.
416. Correct. Correct.
Okay. So make sure that you guys get the right one, 416. And baby doll, do not wait. I know Mr. Fitchett is going to contact you, but be proactive. Contact him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Absolutely.
And let him know um, your full interest. You want to make sure that you're contacting him. This sounds like a wonderful opportunity for many of you. Dr. Canada's on the line. I just want to see if she has anything that she wants to say. She's our assistant principal.
Hi, ma'am. Thank you. I would love to. Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. Yes, Ms. Curry. Yes, I definitely would love to speak with the adults as well. We do have opportunities for students. Anybody who has a high school diploma or GED can attend. So again, we do have adults here. We are encouraging high school students to start their path here after graduation. I would love to come out and speak with the adults, like you mentioned. We can arrange that. However you'd like to do it. Would you like for me to call you? Want to shoot me an email with times? We can do it virtually. And we do have a lot of opportunities here that I would love to get in front of them as well. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. I look forward to it.
So if there are not any more questions, I will dismiss you now. We're a little late going to your next period class, but I think this was worth it.
Thank you.
And thank you so much, Mr. Fitchett. You will be on my speed dial. Believe that.
Keep it there. Keep it there. I welcome all the calls and any questions. If you want to come take a tour, any virtually in person, safely again because we are social distancing. I do have my mask off, but it's close by. So as soon as this is over with, I'm right back to it. But again, thank you again for having us, having me, and I appreciate the privilege of being able to speak to you and your students.
Oh, do you know? Let me ask you a question. Do you know Eric?
Eric over at the shop.
Yeah.
Yes, my man. Yes.
He's a skate friend of mine. We skate.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get out of here. Now I didn't know he was a skater, so now I have to ask him about that.
Yeah. Yeah. When he gets off work, he comes right down there.
Go ahead. Okay. Well, I'm glad you're familiar with us.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's great.
So very much. And baby dolls, have a great day at school today. And please call if you need any assistance. I have his number and I have his email.
Thank you. Take care. Take care. Take care.